Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 12 of Europa Universalis IV as France. Surprise, surprise, we are in a war, which is actually a war that I didn't start for once. It's the war that Brittany, one of my allies, started with Provence. Now I was happy to jump in on this because I want to do some damage to Provence because I actually want to sort of gobble up most of their territories because it's pretty much all within the French region. Did notice another war just break out between the Papal State. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a claim on any of their provinces because I would really like this province down here, but we'll have to see how things go. A few of our diplomats now finishing up their improved relations with some of our vassals. It is a little bit problematic that we do still have a negative impact on our diplomatic relations or diplomatic reputation, simply because of the annexed subjects, which takes a little while to go away. Actually, not all that far away. Expires on the 4th of April, 1481. So it's only literally a few months away, and the war might go on that long. So we should be able to integrate somebody else once this war has ended, because obviously you can't really you can't annex a vassal while you're at war anyway. I still can't get Brittany to be my vassal, which is a little bit of a shame. But I will go in there and... Can we improve relations with you? You're only at 64, so yes, we can. So let's go into... Where is it? Alliance, influence, papal relations. There we go. Not fabricate claim. What was I? Improve relations. There we go. They probably still won't actually accept anyway because of the tax-based differences, so we won't be able to vassalize them, but... I see Brittany's actually... Brittany's taking the papal... is the Papal State in this war? No. Does that mean Brittany's in two wars? Yes, they are. Brittany's actually the defender against the Papal State. That's very interesting. Flanders declared war on Burgundy. There's hardly a surprise. Lots of lovely, interesting wars going on that I'd love to get involved with. But I simply don't have the military tech to safely do it right now. Because I could use this opportunity to go and jump in on Burgundy. That would be absolutely fantastic. And I do have claims against Burgundy. Burgundy are allied with the Hesse and Tuscany. I don't think Tuscany are going to be a problem. The Hesse conceivably could be. But I could actually go to war right now and attempt to take Luxembourg. But they still have a military tech of 7. So let's just see how Flanders gets on if they start beating them down. Taking their capital would be the best thing for us, but we're going to have to see how that goes. Now, what is Brittany's actual goal here? They want to take Anjou, so they only really want this province here. They may leave everything else alone. It will put us in a... It will put us in a truce with Provence, which is a little bit of a pain. I still doubt we have enough war score to do anything now. We're still only at 8%. So they wouldn't be willing to give us anything. Now, it is possible, of course, that Brittany gets a higher war score and takes something for us. That is quite possible. And I have seen it happen in Art of War, where the AI war leader will often actually give you something if you've sieged it. So we'll have to see how that's going to go. As for which vassal I'm going to integrate next, it's either going to be get that right. It's either going to be Foix or Armagnac. I'm not too sure which. We now have that CB against the Papal State. Unfortunately, we're not involved in that war. Now, even if I went into that war now, it wouldn't do me a lot of good because Brittany are going to siege that out. So I'm not going to bother getting involved with the Papal State right now. Let's try and keep the Pope happy for a little bit. We've lost our admin advisor. Yearly inflation reduction would actually be really, really nice at this point. So we're going to go ahead and take that guy because we do have an awful lot of inflation. We will still have some loans coming due. We've got a few more loans there. I might just go in and manually pay off 1 or 2 of those. So let's go off and pay... Oh, I've just took one. That's not what I wanted to do. That was incredibly silly, clicking the wrong button. This is what happens when you are trying to talk at the same time as play. Repay a loan. Okay, repay another loan. So let's just get some of these loans paid off. Can't believe I stupidly accidentally took another loan. But we can repay that one. There we go. So that's that fine. We're out of money now, but that's not all bad. Brittany has now managed to siege out that area of the Papal State. Now, are they actually going to peace? What's going on here? Aragon's actually attacking Brittany. Well, let's not have any of that. Now, Aragon are actually one of my rivals. Because my current rivals are Aragon, England, and Austria. Not too sure if we'll get any power projection for winning a fight against them. They are dropping off troops over here. Austria has accepted peace with Provence. Wasn't even sure, aware that they were at war together. Ah, we can't actually get involved with this because that isn't our war. That's a bit of a shame. Which is weird because Brittany is our ally in this. Very, very interesting. There again, if Brittany lose a province, it might make them small enough for me to diplo-vassalize. So I'm going to keep my eye on that and see what happens. Got another loan coming due. Repay loan this time. Which one is it going to be? 1st of April 84. So 2 years away still. And that is going to be 90 ducats. We should be able to pay that off. France gains a claim and 10 prestige. Very, very nice. Again, still massively below our force limit. In fact, we are 17 below our force limit. So let's go ahead and use these templates. We can't actually get any artillery right now, but these templates are really good. So let's say we are going to call this, let's say a 10 stack. Okay, that's just what we're going to call it. And then I can say if, oh, shift click to add 10. So if I shift click, that's 10 infantry. Let's take 2 off. 10 infantry, 2 cavalry. We can't build artillery yet. Now I can tell it how many provinces that I want that to be built in. As you can see, it's currently on 0. You can't have 0 provinces. Technically, it's always 1 province. So if you change it 0 to 1, it makes absolutely no difference. So what would happen is if I tried to build this in 1 province, it would take 594 days in total, estimated, because it does depend on the province that they are built in. Maintenance cost per month for those troops and the manpower cost. Now, if I increase the number of provinces, and let's just go and put that up to 10 provinces, it's now only going to take 162 days because each unit would be built in a different province. We don't have 144 ducats, so we will save that up. But that template is now there, which we will be able to use in the future. Gained another CB against Austria. Do feel a little bit sorry over here for Brittany. They should probably go ahead and peace out of this war. They could also attempt to call me in. So that I was thinking that they were my vassal, which is why I went over there to try and crush those Aragonese troops. But they're not. They're just an ally. So unless they call me in, there isn't really an awful lot that I can do to help them. Unless I declare war on Aragon myself. Do I have a reason for declaring war on Aragon? Well, I certainly do have some... I certainly do have some claims there. Now, none of my allies would get involved. Not even Castile, oddly enough. We would be at war with Portugal, which could be a little bit of a pain. We could try and retake Roussillon, though, which would be very, very nice. We could try and retake either of these 2 provinces here. Oh, Foix actually has a war goal. This belongs to Foix, and we can integrate Foix quite easily. So I think we should actually go ahead and do that. Go ahead and take Roussillon. Portugal will get involved, but I'm not too bothered about the Portuguese right now. They do have a little bit of an army. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to accept that war. Now, we can hire another general and get a free military leader, but I am trying to save my points. Papal State has entered into a military alliance with Aragon. That is fine. What we can actually do now, though, is we can put these troops in and wipe out the Aragonese up here. At least we should be able to. Let's recall our diplomats here. And I can see we're being sieged down there. That's not a problem. We'll allow that to continue. We're going to throw in our troops here. We do have the penalty, unfortunately. But we should be able to go ahead and get there. Now, let's just have a look at this. France, Armagnac and Foix, of course, because our vassals are involved, against Aragon and Portugal. Now, Portugal are going to come here and try and blockade and do all sorts of annoying stuff like that. That's fine. We'll let them. Not too sure how far away those guys are going to run. Yeah, as long as they don't start sort of dropping troops, we should be fine. All right. Oh, here we go. So Provence has accepted peace from their former enemies, Brittany, on the following terms. Provence will cede Anjou and Maine to Brittany. Okay, so these now belong to Brittany instead of Maine, which is a little bit of a pain for me because I'd sooner have gone to war with Provence instead of Brittany. Provence will cede Dauphine to France, so we actually gain a province here. So thanks a lot for that, Brittany. We've actually got that. We gain 12 aggressive expansion, which is a little bit of a pain. Of course, if I didn't want that to happen, I could have flipped the occupation over to somebody else. Either way, though, that actually gives us a little bit of extra land over there, which I don't mind too much. And now Brittany can actually come back and help in this fight. So let's go ahead with this big old stack, which we will group up anyway. Okay, we took a little bit of damage there. Let's go ahead and move these guys across into Berry. Now, can we actually start coring this province yet, or can't we do it when we're at war? Oh, it is already a core. Of course it is. We already had a core on there, so we don't need to core it, which is really, really nice. So that's just a 2-stack. We can go down there and safely wipe that. Savoy, where are you off to? Savoy's actually on their side. So we do have to be careful here, because Savoy do have a little bit of an army, but Brittany's coming in to help, and, well, that was a quick kill. I'm going to say Brittany can attach to this army if they want to. I don't have a problem with that. Let's go ahead and sit here. Now, if we were to rush them in this territory, where would we be going into? We'd be going into forest, but you're moving out. So let's now move in and start a fight there. You see, we've got some Aragonese troops attempting to land up north. Let's go and get involved with that. Now, for this is no, it's hills now. It used to be mountains. Now, they've got a massive stack, and we're probably going to get wiped out here, but they do have a significant penalty. They are going to reinforce, unfortunately. Annoyingly, Brittany have buggered off. We actually lost that one. If Brittany had have come and got involved in that fight, we might have actually won it. Being sieged all over the place. We can afford the next military tech. We're going to go ahead and take that without hesitation because it'll make us much better in a fight. And in fact, if we'd have had that to begin with, we might have actually had a chance of winning that. We're also going to go ahead and use the template and build an army sort of up here in the north. Not too sure where those Aragonese troops got dropped off. Can't see them around anywhere. Maybe they diverted and went back somewhere else. That last fight wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't for the fact that Portugal got involved. It was mainly them that caused the problem. The question is, could I actually call Castile in? Because they are still my ally. Call to arms. They probably would accept. And they have. So Castile are now involved. I mean, Castile are actually in several wars. But having Castile on our side would certainly help things out for us. So we've called Castile. Potential of a rebel uprising. But it's still 37.8 years away. Not too bothered by that. We could go ahead and boost stability again. Because we are quite ahead on administrative tech. So let's go ahead and boost our stability, because that'll help with the money issues as well. We can invest in an idea. So we could go ahead at this point and spend to get that colonist. Not sure that we've got anywhere that we can colonize at the moment, though. So maybe we should leave that for a little while. We are going to have to save some for the peace deal. we are ahead of time on tech, and what would that cost us? 600. No. Saying we can take it, but there we go. It doesn't tell me exactly how much it is after all the base costs. We'll leave that for now, because we do need to save some for the peace deal. So we can actually gain some missionary strength and some yearly papal influence at the penalty of not tolerating heretics so much, or we can gain 10 prestige. Well, we're in a war, so prestige isn't going to be a problem. So let's go ahead and take that for now. Let's go and unpause. So let's just have a very quick look at the diplomatic map mode, just so we can see who's involved. Savoy's actually involved in this as well, although I don't actually think they have any armies left right now, which is a little bit of a pain. Hopefully with Castile getting involved, this is going to make things a little bit easier for us, but again, there's never any guarantee with that. Mainly what I'm doing now is going to be waiting for my armies to reform and recharge, because we did obviously take quite a battering. So these pop-ups that I get every time units arrive in a province, you can turn them off. You don't have to. In fact, they're off by default. It's just something that I turn on because I find it quite useful if you've told an army to move somewhere. It just it works with navies as well. Just notifies you when they arrive, which I find quite useful. There's some Portuguese troops moving around here. It's quite a small stack. There we go, stack. I'm actually tempted to try and run over here. I'm not going to catch them. I mean, that's a certainty. I've got no chance at all of catching them. What is Portugal's tech level? Military 6. So we actually have the same military tech as Portugal and the same military tech as Aragon. So this is actually quite nice. Now we're going into planes, and we have actually caught them. Okay, so we actually won that fight. There's a big stack coming in, so I am going to have to be very, very careful about that. What do we get here? Oh, minus 2.5 military tech. It's only for 5 years, but wow, you know, not bothered about that. Papal State, you don't need any access at all. So we've actually taken some losses. So let's go ahead and retreat. We've broken the siege. We've killed off an army. Let's go ahead and get out of the way. Castile are actually having a bit of a throwdown here. Castile's also just sunk the Aragonese navy, which is really, really nice. What do we like on terms of force limit? We are slightly below, only by 9. We're actually losing money at the moment, though, so we do have to be careful. That's mainly because we are reinforcing. Now, this fight here, I'm going to try and get involved in that if I can get there quickly enough. In fact, it doesn't look like we need to, because it looks like the Aragonese army have just been beaten there. So let's not worry too much about that, and let's go and start some sieges. Do love it when a plan comes together, as Hannibal Smith says in the A-Team. Okay. However, it's not exactly a piece of cake, though. Showing my age now with all of these cultural references. Let's detach a siege there. Let's go and help blanket siege a little bit, getting CBs all over the place. Right, they do have quite a significant army down there, although they're not at full morale, and the Castilians have just engaged. So let's throw down in there. We won that. Let's quickly get over here because there's a fight between Armagnac and the Portuguese. Castile's moving in as well. Another easily won fight. Let's quickly get in here because there's a rather large stack of Aragonese and Savoy. Let's repay that loan. Castile are going to move in here to help as well. Very good. Few good fights there. So we can either have Catholicism gaining a 1% reform desire, but we get 25 admin power, or we can gain 5 papal influence and it gains slightly less reform desire. So do I want admin power or do I want papal influence? I think at this point we actually want the admin power. So let's go ahead and take that. Now the question is, do I siege or do I chase? Well, we definitely need to go down there. We might even get a stack wipe here if we're quick enough. Still didn't quite get the stack wipe. I think I'm going to chase. Leave a few units to help with the sieges. Not even sure where they went. Okay, Portuguese army's coming back in up in the north side of town, so let's go over there and get ready to engage there. So I'm just going to siege out one province at a time. Rilson is the war goal, so importantly for me is that's the one that I take. But in the meantime, of course, we want to make sure that we don't allow Portugal to do any damage. Brittany are my ally. Are you actually involved in this war at all? No, you're not. Because you have a truce with Aragon. Okay, no, that's understandable then. I'll let you off in that case. You guys are going over here. You're actually going to engage my siege. A little bit annoyed that they snuck past me. Now, they are in the mountains, so they are getting a massive penalty. I mean, that 13 stack just went in against a 3 stack. And they're already taking significant losses. We didn't quite get there in time, which is a real pain. Which now means we get the terrain penalty for being in the mountains. I'm really annoyed about that. Because that has gone and reset my siege progress as well. So let's make sure we group up and detach a siege. And I'm going to chase the Portuguese army down. If they can make up their mind where they're going to go. A few small little stack wipes along the way. And you're going to Lisbon, are you? Lisboa. Could go and take out that 1 stack of cav. Pretty pointless to do that right now. So we'll leave that as is. Running low on manpower again. Right, never going to get there on time, so let's just move into this province. You are moving very quickly. 60. Wow. You are moving very quickly, aren't you? 29th of Jan, 27th of Jan. I will catch them. Lost a bit of manpower there. Let's go and chase them down now, see if we can finish them off. Going into Lisbon again. So they probably really won't get any morale ticks. I did get a crossing penalty there for crossing the river. Did do a fair amount of damage. Could continue to try and chase them down. Probably should. Fuari's bringing in a couple of units. We'll get a crossing penalty here. We still have the numbers, and of course they start with less than full morale. Wow, I'm taking massive attritions here. Yeah, do you want to jump in on me there? No, didn't think so. Would have liked to have got a little bit of morale back before we attempt this, but we do have to make sure that we sort of keep this army under control. I'm losing massive numbers compared to them. Won again, but I'm not going to chase them down. I'm taking too much damage. I'm going to retreat back to my own territory for now. So let's have a look at techs. It's still saying we could go ahead and get this Diplo tech. It's not a bad idea getting it. It would put us up to level 6. Wouldn't increase our trade range. Wouldn't increase our colonial range. What would it increase? Would allow us to build an embassy, which would be nice. Extra diplomatic relations and an extra diplomat. Let's go ahead and take that. We do still have some money left for the peace deal when we need it. Have we repaid all of our loans now? No, we still have 1 loan. Let's go ahead and instantly repay that. Okay, that's it. So now we know that we don't have any more loans to worry about. What we have to worry about now is our manpower. But we are sieging out a couple of provinces. Castile are doing quite well with the little resurgences of Aragonese troops. But I think, after we've won a couple more little battles in and around here, Oh, we've got another unit there that we were missing. Oh, Dauphine's actually being sieged by Savoy. Well, we'll meet up with these guys, and we will go and crush that attempt, I think. But I think this is a good place to end the video, so thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Europa Universalis IV, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.